All right, so you are planning your very first lesson for your small group, and you're like, what do I include in the first lesson? So here are some ideas on having a very smooth kind of setup lesson. You won't be diving right into instruction yet. You're just going to be kind of setting all the materials up, exposing the kids to the different parts of the lesson plan, and then day 2, I would actually dive into a lesson. So the materials that you want to get set up, the first thing that you can do is students can color in their keywords in their sound notebook. So everyone who's starting at 1.3, they're going to add colored pictures. You can see here every picture is a different color. The pictures must be in color. For their consonants, for the 5 digraphs, and for the 5 short vowel sounds. Now, I usually add a sticky note to cover over the schwa sound because you do not introduce that until book 3. So just to kind of eliminate it from confusing kids as you do the warm-up. So that takes a while. You can just introduce the sounds to them and have them color pictures, okay? The next thing you can do, and always make sure you add the student's name in Sharpie so that you remember whose is who. You can also just introduce them to the proofreading checklist and maybe do just like a warm-up sentence, something fun, like write a joke, write a riddle, whatever. Tell me one fun fact about you. They can write the sentence and then they can practice. When you're just starting in 1.3, students could work through step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of the proofreading checklist. So just to kind of show them what it is, because then in the first lesson, you'll utilize this in part 8. A lot of times we use candy here at Redwood, and we like to put a Skittle on number 1, and students move the Skittle down as they proofread their sentence. Another thing you can do in the first lesson is create their flashcards. So they have a pencil pouch. In their pencil pouch, they should have this, so far we've only gotten red words for this student, but they'll have a red word stack, a green word stack, and a fat stack. Let me show you where you get those words. So at the very front page of the student reader, underneath the sub-steps, like the table of contents, which tells you what skills are taught in each sub-step, you have a list of the high frequency words for book 1. So notice for 1.3, we assessed the student. We wrote the date, 9/3. We circled all the words, all the high frequency words that student was not able to read automatically. Even if they're able to kind of figure it out, if it takes more than 2 seconds, I still circle and have them work on it for automaticity. Then those words I write in red ink on index cards. I binder clip them together and I stick them in their pencil pouch, okay? Let's say your student is in 1.3, but they know like most of the words through 1.5. You can go ahead and jump down to 1.6. You basically want a handful of words from this list for them to work on for automatic reading. Some of your older students might not have any red words from book 1, and that's fine. Then the next day, or the same day if you have time, I'll take a green pen and I will, whole group, or in my small group, I will give them a spelling test of these high frequency words, again, depending on their skill level, how many sub-steps you do. And any that they miss, for each student, we make green index cards. So again, I just circle right in the book. I write the date in green and circle right in the book all the ones they missed for automatic spelling. Again, you're not wanting them to put forth any energy in spelling these words. Then those words get written on index cards in green ink, binder clip together, put them in their pencil pouch. Then I open up to whatever sub-step I'm going to teach, which in this case is 1.3. I go to a nonsense word page, which is the last list before you go to sentences for that sub-step. So just double check in the corner, make sure it says 1.3. Have your students copy in black ink. Black ink is always used for decodable words. So in black ink, they're going to copy at least 10 of these words neatly onto index cards. That will be the beginning of their fat stack. Their fat stack is literally just a review stack. That's binder clipped, put into their pencil pouch. So you set up their pencil pouch with those 3 stacks of words. Then you want to make sure that they have, if you're doing an audiobook station, if you're doing a whole group rotation where they're going to be listening to audiobooks for one of their stations, they're going to need a separate audiobook notebook. So just getting their names on it, labeling it audiobook, or they could draw a picture of them listening with headphones. And then we go ahead and put a sticky note on the first page, because how these audiobooks notebooks work is that whatever comprehension strategy, so this one is visualization. We introduced visualization first. So this student was using visualization while he listened to his audiobook, and you can see he wrote the date, 9/3. So just getting it all ready with the sticky note, because then the students move the sticky note throughout the notebook as they move through pages, so that's very quick, easy for them to find their place in their notebook. And then the second notebook is their dictation notebook. So that is another notebook, regular notebook, and they write their name, and then you could practice dictating a few words just to kind of show them how it's going to go. So you can practice from the book 1, even if you haven't taught yet, the 5 real words, sub-step words, and then the 3 sentences. Practice, we always give the verbal reminder, make sure you write the date. I always write the date on the whiteboard so that they can copy it, and then make sure we start on the left side of the page so that we can track their progress. You want like a neat dictation notebook. And then we also put a sticky note here so that students can move the sticky note as they go. And then I would probably do part 1 and 6, do the warm up. So finger on B, here we go, here we go, here we go, go, go. B, bat, B, C, cack. I talk about the chop, 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 how we don't want to add that short U up sound. When we say our sounds like duh or fa, we want to go duh. I'd show them how to do the forwards warm-up part 1, the backwards warm-up part 6, and then if there's time, I'd probably just get the magnetic boards out and just dictate a few words for them to build and kind of show them the routine, teach them the routine for building words. If you check all these boxes in your first lesson, you will be ready to dive into an actual content lesson on day 2. If you don't hit all these pieces in one day, that's totally fine. You could spread it across 2 days, but those are all kind of the key components I touch on when I'm first starting a new group.